everyone, welcome to another episode of Dream Big. Today I have my special guest Chase. Chase, will you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Chase Oldmixon, and I'm from Austin, Texas. Right now, I'm actually in Los Angeles visiting a friend, and I'm out here for a course that I'm taking on empowering leadership. How's that?
Yeah, awesome. This channel is about big dreams. So what's your big dream?
Well, when it comes to big dreams, I have quite a few, and so I think what would be easiest is to tell you about the big dream that I have right now. That I know that I'll fulfill on this dream, and I'll have other dreams beyond that. But right now, um, God, that's a good question. It's been a dream of mine for about 6 or 7 years to act in film, and for the longest time, I thought it was possible. I knew I could do it, but I didn't really take any actions for it other than taking an acting class. Well, recently, maybe about a month and a half ago, I went to an event, and someone that I met there really encouraged me to go back and try to go out for acting again.
Mhm.
So I promised this huge room filled with people that I know and some that I didn't know that I would go do that. So I took my dream like off the shelf, as I like to say, and um, said, I promised that I would go for it. Well, within a few days, I had someone contacting me on Facebook asking if I would like to go audition for them. And I'd never met that person before, but I thought that was quite miraculous. So I went for that audition and I got it. And then a couple more days later, someone else sent me a some information about another film being shot in the town that I live in, and I went for that and I got that too. So acting has really been this big dream of mine, but I'm actually doing it now. So I can't say if that's a dream anymore. That's more like a dream fulfilled.
It's a huge dream, and you're actually living it, which is so inspiring.
And and I completely agree. And the thing about this dream is it is a dream that I've had, and a dream that I still continue to have. Like I'm still going for other acting parts. I have work right now through July, which is good. I'm actually dealing with the things that actors deal with, like, okay, I need to find another project. It's a different reality. But what really inspires me about it is it's about honoring myself, like honoring my word to myself and the word that I've given to other people that I would actually go for this. And I did a seminar, uh, oh, I guess it's been like 7 years ago, called the Landmark Forum. And that's actually where I started having thoughts about fulfilling dreams. And also in that seminar, I got really clear that I wanted to lead that seminar. And so I I guess you could say that what I'm actually doing, the dream that I really like, the bigger dream, the bigger picture, is still leading that seminar. And part of that seminar is it's all about things being possible, like anything that people want being possible. And I've shared that seminar with a lot of people, but I realized that it's kind of full of it if I don't go for the things that I really want. So me acting is really just it's a part of pursuing the being a person that leads the Landmark Forum.
That's
So that's
great.
kind of the bigger picture
That's
of what
awesome.
of what I'm up to.
That's awesome. And I also clearly have taken the Landmark Forum, which is an amazing, amazing seminar.
Right.
On those days when you really don't want to get up, what keeps you motivated to keep going with your big dreams?
Hmm. Well, so what keeps me going? Yeah, I do a lot of distinguishing, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. I had a photo shoot about, I think it was actually a week ago, and I had to be up very early for the photo shoot, and in my hurrying to get ready, I end up dropping my phone in the toilet. And I've just and that was terrible, right? That's how I like manage my schedule. That's how I manage all my contacts. If someone needs to get in touch with me to let me know I got a part, they're gonna call me on that phone. That phone is so important. And I had just had it replaced. Like I had broken the phone that I had previously. And not only that, but there were two other phones previously that I had to replace in a short period of time. So this is now my one, two, three. It's my third phone that I'm replacing in just a span of a few months. I was really upset.
Mhm.
And I'd just been coming off like a ton of great success, like seemed like things are going really well. And then this hit me, and it was kind of devastating, especially at 6 a.m. And I just thought, you know what? I don't want to do this. And I'm thinking to myself, right? I don't want to go do this photo shoot. I just want to get back into bed. I'm tired. I don't want to deal with this right now. And then, I'm actually taking this seminar right now called Causing the Miraculous. And we distinguish kind of the thoughts and the actions. I call it sewage, and it's all the stuff that gets in the way of us doing what we want to do. And I was able to just distinguish, like, oh, okay, that's just some of the disempowering sewage. That's what they call it, sewage in the seminars. So I'd say that, me honoring my word and living a life where that life is honorable, I'd say that really is what pulls me forward at this point, because I know what it's like to dishonor my word, like over and over and over again. I've lived a life that way. And I'm just not interested in what those results are like. So I just really honoring myself and other people, I think, is what pulls me forward. And distinguishing helps a lot with that.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so what's next for you?
Well, I'm in Los Angeles right now. Like I said, I'm out here for a course that I'm taking, and I'm also connecting with old friends I haven't seen in a long time, and turns out they both work in the business, in the movie or television business. So I'm continuing to network, expand my network, and there's a there's a film that I'm working on right now that um, doesn't have any lines. The character did have lines at one point, but it doesn't now. I'm a like what they call a featured background artist. So I'm in a lot of the shots, but there's no dialogue. Well, the next thing for me to do is to be what's called SAG eligible. SAG is the Screen Actors Guild. It's the union. So all your favorite actors are a part of that Screen Actors Guild, most likely. Um, so I want to be SAG eligible so that I can actually get some of that union, work in the movies that are part of the union. So I'm creating that somehow I'll be able to add lines to that role, and I think it's possible. Other than that, it'll be finding a role. It could even be a commercial, um, but really, being SAG eligible is next. And of course,
Awesome.
finding my next project.
And we'll be supporting you.
Yay!
So what advice do you have for others that are afraid of following their dreams?
Well, that fear I think is just part of it. And I mean, there was a moment where, like I'm a working actor now, and I have work, like I said, all month and into July. And I'd be lying if I said like, oh, it's all handled now. It's not. I've got to stay in action and keep generating myself. This isn't happening to me. Like I'm going out there and having these results happen. So you got to be with your fear, and you've got to have a new relationship to your fear where it's almost like you get comfortable with that, like, and you actually know that when you're afraid, you're in the right place. And what else? I mean, you just gotta go for it. I mean, it's almost cliche. You hear people talk about that, like just go for it, but you really do. There was a, there's this analogy about a butterfly that I think is really great, and I don't know how. It's like a part of a book, and I've heard it spoken. It's very beautiful, so I'm not going to get that. But basically, a caterpillar, will spin a cocoon, and if you were able to cut that cocoon open, after it's been created, after the caterpillar goes inside, you wouldn't find anything in there. There would be nothing but space. So there's this space for a butterfly to actually show up. But for a time, there's nothing. So the thing is you got to let go of whatever it is that's filling up your life. And I'm not telling everyone to quit your job, but at some point, if there's something and it's career oriented that you really want to do, you're gonna have to let go of what you're doing. Or maybe you can find a way to transition, but at some point you will need to commit fully. And there was a
Right.
moment where I was actually trying to schedule work, and I had saved up money from my last job that was as a salesman, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I just need to get another sales job. Just get another sales job. This is a bad idea. And it was that day that I got the call asking if I could work for the entire month of June and some of July. I was like, yes. So you just have to go for it and be clear that you'll have it happen. And people like Abraham Lincoln, that were, who was our president, like ran for office an absurd amount of times. I don't even know, it was like 50 or something, and didn't get it. He did not, and he failed like all those times. And Walt Disney went bankrupt like 3 times before he finally drew Mickey Mouse and sold that idea. People told him that was a terrible idea. So you got to be willing to really fall on your face. And I think that's the thing. Like I have fallen on my face before. I didn't like it, um, and I see now that like I'm willing to do it again. So
Yeah.
live dangerously.
Great advice. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
This has been awesome.
Yeah, it's been great. Thanks for having me on, Millie.
Thank you. And for everyone else out there, please join us again for another episode of Dream Big.
All right.